What's up, everybody? It's your boy John coming at you with a car review. If you do a car review, you know it's important because that's what important YouTube channels do with comic books, and we know that comics matter or something. I can't really say it with a straight face. All right. Outer Darkness Chew. This is a crossover between two properties by Mr. John Layman, who is one of my favorite writers, if you guys are not familiar. And Chew is one of the best comic books of the 21st century or whatnot. Drawn by Rob Gilroy. Hopefully I pronounced his name right. Who is one of my favorite artists. Also, he's great. I love everything he does. I also picked up his series Farmhand this week, which is equally wacky. And I just love his art, so I'll pick up anything he does. And Afu Chan, who does the Outer Darkness series. So the two artists collaborate here. There's two different covers, one by Afu Chan and one by Rob Gilroy. I didn't intentionally grab Rob's. I like both the covers. I think they're both great as artists. But I grabbed this one because it was the top one on the shelf at the moment in the comic book store. So this opens up, and Outer Darkness is like this dark Star Trek where you got a ship of just totally evil people who are all plotting against each other, exploring through space and trying to find other evil things. And they're propelled by throwing prisoners' souls into this demon engine, and the demon eats the souls and creates energy. So, starting with that as a base, you get a really dark and twisted story. But John Layman, in his infinite wisdom, takes dark and twisted and doesn't make it dreary or overly angry or anything like that. He puts his humor to it, and he's got a twisted sense of humor, of course, and it just shows throughout this entire thing. Lots of wordplay, lots of I'd say meta comic play in this, which is pretty fun. You get a editorial note on the first page where it says it takes place after Chew number 60, but also during Chew number 18. And then it takes place sometime between. So you're playing with time, and you're like, when is this actually supposed to take place? And given the nature of the story, that's how it goes through here. They're having an issue where this alien only communicates through the food he eats, and he didn't like their cuisine. Gets very mad. I don't know. I'm trying not to show the whole book. I think that's how you're supposed to do these things. I don't do these things. I do larger graphic novel reviews typically, and then you get out of your Outer Darkness scene and into Chew. Now they introduced Chew, so for new readers, basically Outer Darkness is introduced with that scene, so you can kind of see what's going on there. Chew is introduced with a standard Chew introduction. Now, if you ever read Chew, you get these little introductions showing who Tony Chew is, what his powers are, which he basically sees. When he eats food, he sees the last thing that happened to it, it gets a slice of the vision, and so he becomes a very good investigator because he can eat dead bodies and then find out what happened to them, and then investigate from there, and knows what happens. So that's it's pretty gross, pretty twisted. Also, nice combo with the book, and they are on a mission. You get lots of Chew member berries if you're into Chew. Layman pulled out the freaking stops here. There's lots of good humor in this section. And then they make fun of Star Trek beaming. What do we look like this? And they've got this line art sort of look to them. Very funny. They actually do reference Star Trek in here in one spot. There's a good joke. Almost the standard joke. Most of the jokes I'm not showing you are better. John Layman's a really good humor writer. And this is loaded with humor. But I'm going to show you the normie ones that he's trying to draw in normal people with. I'm not a normal person, so I like the ones that are a little more out there and a little more, metatextual. But he's talking to, what are you, Riker or Spock? And then you get the dripping text. May the Force be with you, right? So you get that. The normies will like that. All right. So they're brought in to try to figure out what's going on with these creatures. And, of course, they are we need to go refresh ourselves real quick. And they look into things, and they see their own future in Chew number 60. This is a scene from Chew number 60. And then it ends right there for the first issue. So it's a good setup. Just a pure introduction to the characters. This is honestly one of those books that's going to be better in trade. I can already tell right now, which is fine. I enjoyed it. If you know the characters, if you've read Chew, if you read Outer Darkness, you're going to probably enjoy this. If not, honestly, I think you should probably go read those first. Outer Darkness is my favorite book of 2019. I thought it was just absolutely brilliant, and I had a lot of fun with it. And so there's 2 trade paperbacks of that, and that's all there is of it. And Chew has 60 issues of it, so there's quite a bit of content there to devour if you want. And John, let me give us an introduction about like how this book came about. Little advertisements in the back, and then what I love about Outer Darkness is they give you reminders. They give a crew roster in every book. So if you forget who the characters are, you can turn to the back page and you go, oh, now I remember who the captain's advisor is and the like. That's very useful to have in a book with so many characters, and I appreciate it. So I like it. So that's it. I'm happy. This is exactly what I wanted out of an Outer Darkness Chew crossover. It's fun. It's got a little something for everybody. It is dark. It has humor that's inappropriate for children, so keep that in mind. And I hope you guys will pick up this book and support great comic books. This is the type of stuff we need to support. I don't do single issue reviews very often. You guys know that. And so I'm doing this because I want this book to succeed wildly. So make it happen. All right. I will catch you on the next side. Hit that like and subscribe button. And let me know, have you read Outer Darkness or Chew? If you haven't, you should. Maybe I'll do